If a surgeon was going to operate on you, would you expect them to have done it before? Clearly, almost anyone's going to say yes to that. But the truth is, no matter how much training a surgeon has, there's always going to be a first time on their first human patient. At Generic Robotics, we're developing technologies which are bringing training closer and closer to the real thing.
Now, simulation is here to stay. There's no question about that. We've seen over the last 10 years or so that the use of simulation is increasing, whereas over the last 5 years or so, we've seen that the quality in terms of the graphics, in terms of the speed, in terms of the feedback has improved significantly, and also investment into computer-based simulators is at the right time now. So it's sort of that consolidation that is now taking place.
The first real-world application of our haptic technology was the HapCell project. Around 2008, we designed, built and integrated 14 simulation workstations into the dental curriculum at King's College London's Dental Institute. The aim being to address some of the challenges arising in modern dental education.
Getting extracted teeth is becoming much more difficult, partly because, thankfully, the health of people's teeth is improving, so we need to extract fewer. The disadvantage is we're not going to have natural teeth in order to train our dental students. We've got no choice. We either have to use analogues or we're going to have to use haptic, virtually enabled images of the teeth.
And what we found was that the students who had learnt haptically, they performed as well even though they'd never worked on a tooth or held a drill with a real burr at the end of it, as those students who'd worked on plastic teeth throughout the term.
I found using the haptic workstation actually really easy. I really do feel like I've had, a good amount of experience with, drilling cavities, and I haven't even held the real tooth before. So, now that I've moved on to cavities of teeth in the jaw, I feel that I feel very confident.
To date, over 500 students have been trained using the platform. We won multiple national awards for technology and education and gathered some really powerful evidence supporting our approach. We're now in the position to bring to market a general purpose platform applicable to a wide range of training needs.
If we are, as a centre, if we're going to be investing for simulators that relate to an individual procedure, that does mean that each of those specialities needs to be able to invest sufficient amounts to have a simulator. What we've been exploring is a more generic solution to that, where there is a platform that can support a range of specialities.
So the same technologies that might be training a surgeon might also be used by a veterinary student, might also be used in dental training.
In the aviation industry, computer simulation has become an integral part of training future pilots. Our vision is to be at the forefront of this same change as simulation becomes indispensable in clinical training.
We have managed to put together a unique team that has expertise in the technology, in the education, in the clinical side of things, but equally has a very strong track record in terms of research and development of market-ready products.
I would only invest in something based on evidence, not just based on conjecture. So if you're one of those cautious people who thinks, well, shall I invest in generic robotics or not, then just look up the evidence and think, well, I can't go wrong because it's actually backed up by sound scientific evidence.
It's the way that education is going. Simulation is very important and becoming more important. We're not going to be allowed to let our students perform any procedure until we know that they've reached a competence level before they're let loose on patients. This is why I think this is a worthwhile company to invest in, and will be investing in it, because this is the way forward.
So I firmly believe that this is a great opportunity, and that is why I've decided to support generic robotics, invest in generic robotics, and also spend some of my time making sure that they are successful.
I've not only helped set up the company, but I'm also an investor in this company. GR now has all the elements to make a very big change in haptics and haptic technologies. not only in clinical skills, but across a wider dimension. And I think if we can do that, we will really make a change to the world, and that is what I'd like to see.